Good Sunday morning, Northeast Ohio. Starting things off talking about the Ohio 11th Congressional District seat from Euclid on the Lake all the way down to the southern part of Akron. This district of around 700,000 people has been a safe Democratic seat. So as far as elections go, it's almost been a political afterthought, represented for the last dozen years by Congresswoman Marcia Fudge. But her nomination to be the new Housing and Urban Development Secretary in the Biden administration is about to thrust it not only into the Ohio political spotlight, but the national one. Those who have told me they are running right now include Cuyahoga County Councilwoman Chantel Brown, former Cleveland Councilman Jeff Johnson, and former State Representative John Barnes. And this week came the addition of another prominent name, Nina Turner.
I'm running for Congress to bring a progressive voice to the people of the 11th Congressional District.
And with that, Nina Turner threw her name into the ring in the race to fill the soon-to-be empty seat of Congresswoman Marcia Fudge.
I feel deeply about this community. It is my community. I was born and raised in this community, and I've served all of my adult life in this community.
Service that's included time as a Cleveland City Council person and state senator. Turner considered a primary challenge of Fudge in 2012 and has at times been at odds with her. So will that have an impact?
Well, that's okay, John. I mean, many people, have strong relationships or not so strong relationships. I will say with Congresswoman Fudge that over the years, we have certainly not only worked together, we've had regular meetings. The beautiful thing about this race is that there will be a primary. And so the Congresswoman certainly has the right to make known who she would like to see in that seat. However, the people of the district will have the final say.
Because of Turner's role with the Sanders campaign, she has a national following that she recognizes will put a national spotlight on the race.
Unless something else happens across the country after the January 5th runoff in Georgia, this will be the hottest ticket in the nation. So all eyes will be on the 11th Congressional District, and I am here for it.
So what's next? Representative Fudge won't vacate the seat until she is confirmed by the Senate. She'll first get a hearing in front of the Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs Committee, where the ranking member happens to be one of her constituents, Senator Sherrod Brown. She'll then get a vote in front of the full Senate, where this week even Republican Senator Rob Portman told me this is good for Ohio.
I was happy to see that President-elect Biden chose an Ohioan for that post. I think that's the only Ohioan that's being talked about for any of the cabinet roles. And it's important to have somebody who understands our state and our needs. So I've talked to Congresswoman Fudge about it. I've worked with her on issues relating to the Cleveland area on a number of fronts, including the opioid epidemic, including some housing issues that are related to what she'll be doing at HUD should she be confirmed. So, of course, I plan on being helpful to her because I think it's good for Ohio.
And again, we expect other names to come forward once the spring primary date is set, followed by that spring general election, so the seat is filled as quickly as possible. Governor DeWine will be the one to determine those dates. And guess what? It's not the only election next year. We've got the Cleveland mayor's race coming up, a September 28th primary, and then that November general election. And the wild card at this point remains, what will the current holder of the seat do? Four-term Mayor Frank Jackson. After successfully hosting the RNC in 2016, it was thought Mayor Frank Jackson might let that be his mic drop and not seek a fourth term for mayor. But in late January of 2017, he announced he was going for it. He faced that year something he hadn't really before, a September primary challenge against 8 other hopefuls, eventually facing off against and defeating Councilman Zach Reed in the general election. This year, while many in the potential field wait to see what the mayor will do, one who isn't waiting is local businessman and RTA board member Justin Bibb.
This election is not about Mayor Frank Jackson. It's not about the past. It's not about the present. I believe it's about the future.
And others weighing a run include former Cleveland Mayor Dennis Kucinich, as well as a slew of current and former council members, many of them waiting to see what the mayor will do. As we have said in the past, not all Cleveland leaders are elected. Some are appointed, including one that got an appointment earlier this year from the Pope himself. As we head into Christmas week, we thought this might be a good opportunity to sit down and catch up with the new head of the Catholic Diocese of Cleveland, Bishop Edward MALESIC. Taking over a diocese the size of Cleveland is tough. Doing it during a pandemic doesn't help to make it any easier.
I feel like I want to run, but I'm running in mud. That's kind of how I feel during the pandemic days.
It's been 3 months since Bishop Edward MALESIC was installed as the 12th Bishop of Cleveland, a diocese of nearly 700,000 Catholics, after serving as Bishop of Greensburg, Pennsylvania.
I want to meet everybody because I think the job of a bishop is to draw people together and gather them. And so I really can't do that part of my job right now.
He's been doing as much as he can virtually, which is what he hopes many of the faithful will consider doing on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
Obviously, these virtual masses are not as good as attending Christmas Mass in person, and it's going to be a different feel. But I think the Lord wants us to pray and be safe. And this year, we're just going to have to be creative about how we celebrate Christmas.
He says he's been overwhelmed by the reception he has received in Cleveland and the generosity of his people who have helped both parishes and programs stay financially stable through challenging times.
I would say that we might be down a little bit this year, but not. We're able to survive. Our people are really seeing it's their church. People have ownership of their church, and they want to make sure that there's a church present when they're able to come back when we return to normal.
His message to all this holiday season is in fact an age-old one, proven true over the millennia. In darkness, there is light.
Astronomers go out to look for the darkest place in the world to see the light of the stars shine. And God so often comes to us in the darkest moments, and that's when we begin to see the light shine.
Good thought to go out on. With Democracy 2020, I'm John Kosich. Enjoy your Sunday. Stay safe.